Proverbs chapter 11, the Passion Translation. Subheader: Living in Righteousness. Dishonest business practice is something that Yahweh truly hates, but it pleases him when we apply the right standards of measurement. When you act with presumption, convinced that you're right, don't be surprised if you fall flat on your face. But humility leads to wisdom. Integrity will lead you to success, but treachery will destroy your dreams. When judgment day comes, all the wealth of the world won't help you one bit. So be rich in righteousness, for that's the only thing that can save you in death. Those with good character walk on a smooth path, with no detour or deviation. But the wicked keep falling because of their own wickedness. Integrity will keep a good man from falling, but the unbeliever is trapped, held captive to his sinful desires. When an evil man dies, all hope is lost, for his misplaced confidence goes in the coffin, buried along with him. The righteous are snatched away from trouble, and the wicked show up in their place. The teachings of hypocrites can destroy you, but revelation knowledge will rescue the righteous. The blessing that rests on the righteous releases strength and favor to the entire city, but shouts of joy will be heard when the wicked one dies. The blessing of favor resting upon the righteous influences a city to lift it higher, but the wicked leaders tear it apart by their words. To quarrel with the neighbor is senseless. Bite your tongue, be wise and keep quiet. You can't trust gossipers with a secret. They'll just go blab it all. Put your confidence instead in a trusted friend, for he will be faithful to keep it in confidence. People lose their way without wise leadership, but a nation succeeds and stands in victory when it has many good counselors to guide it. The evil man will do harm when confronted by a righteous man, because he hates those who await good news. A gracious, generous woman will be honored with a splendid reputation, but the woman who hates the truth lives with disgrace and is surrounded by men who are cutthroats, only greedy for money. A man of kindness attracts favor, while a cruel man attracts nothing but trouble. Evil people may get a short-term gain, but to sow seeds of righteousness will bring a true and lasting reward. A son of righteousness experiences the abundant life, but the one who pursues evil hurries to his own death. The Lord can't stand the stubborn heart bent toward evil, but he treasures those whose ways are pure. Assault your neighbor and you will certainly be punished, but God will rescue the children of the godly. A beautiful woman who abandons good morals is like a fine gold ring dangling from a pig's snout. True lovers of God are filled with longings for what is pleasing and good, but the wicked can only expect doom. Generosity brings prosperity, but withholding from charity brings poverty. Those who live to bless others will have blessings heaped upon them, and the one who pours out his life to pour out blessings will be saturated with favor. People will curse the businessman with no ethics, but the one with a social conscience receives praise from all. Living your life seeking what is good for others brings untold favor, but to those who wish evil for others will find it coming back on them. Keep trusting in your riches, and down you'll go, but the lovers of God rise up like flowers in the spring. The fool who brings trouble to his own family will be cut out of the will. and the family servant will do better than he. But a life lived loving God bears lasting fruit, for the one who is truly wise wins souls. If the righteous are barely saved, what's in store for all the wicked? Proverbs chapter 11. Amplified Translation. Subheader: Contrast the upright and the wicked. A false balance and dishonest business practices are extremely offensive to the Lord, but an accurate scale is his delight. When pride comes, boiling up with an arrogant attitude of self-importance, then comes dishonor and shame. But with the humble, the teachable who have been chiseled by trial and who have learned to walk humbly with God, there is wisdom and soundness of mind. The integrity and moral courage of the upright will guide them, but the crookedness of the treacherous will destroy them. Riches will not provide security in the day of wrath and judgment, but righteousness rescues from death. The righteousness of the blameless will smooth their way and keep it straight, but the wicked will fall by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright will rescue them, but the treacherous will be caught by their own greed. When the wicked man dies, his expectation will perish, and the hope of godless strong men perishes. The righteous is rescued from trouble, and the wicked takes his place. With his mouth the godless man destroys his neighbor, but through knowledge and discernment the righteous will be rescued. When it goes well for the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. By the blessing of the influence of the upright is the city exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked it is torn down. He who despises his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding keeps silent. He who goes about as a gossip reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy and faithful keeps a matter hidden. Where there is no wise, intelligent guidance, the people fall and go off course like a ship without a helm. But the abundance of wise and godly counselors, in this there is victory. He who puts up security and guarantees a debt for an outsider will surely suffer for his foolishness. But he who hates, declines being a guarantor, is secure from its penalties. A gracious and good woman attains honor, and ruthless men attain riches, but not respect. The merciful and generous man benefits his soul, for his behavior returns to bless him. But the cruel and callous man does himself harm. The wicked man earns deceptive wages, but he who sows righteousness and lives his life with integrity will have a true reward that is both permanent and satisfying. He who is steadfast in righteousness attains life, but he who pursues evil attains his own death. The perverse in heart are repulsive and shamefully vile to the Lord, but those who are blameless and above reproach in their walk are his delight. Assuredly, the evil man will not go unpunished, but the descendants of the righteous will be free. As a ring of gold in a swine's snout, so is a beautiful woman who is without discretion. Her lack of character mocks her beauty. The desire of the righteous brings only good, but the expectation of the wicked brings wrath. There is the one who generously scatters abroad and yet increases all the more. And there is the one who withholds what is justly due, but it results only in want and poverty. The generous man is a source of blessing and shall be prosperous and enriched, and he who waters will himself be watered, reaping the generosity he has sown. The people curse him who holds back grain when the public needs it, but a blessing from God and man is upon the head of him who sells it. He who diligently seeks good seeks favor and grace, but he who seeks evil, evil will come to him. He who leans on and trusts in and is confident in his riches will fall, but the righteous who trust in God's provision will flourish like a green leaf. He who mismanages his own house will inherit the wind, which is nothing, and the foolish will be a servant to the wise-hearted. The fruit of the consistently righteous is a tree of life, and he who is wise captures and wins souls. For God, he gathers them for eternity. If the righteous will be rewarded on the earth with godly blessings, how much more will the wicked and the sinner be repaid with punishment? Proverbs chapter 11, New Living Translation. The Lord detests the use of dishonest scales, but he delights in accurate weights. Pride leads to disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Honesty guides good people. Dishonesty destroys treacherous people. Riches won't help on the day of judgment, but right living can save you from death. The godly are directed by honesty. The wicked fall beneath their load of sin. The godliness of good people rescues them. The ambition of treacherous people traps them. When the wicked die, their hopes die with them, for they rely on their own feeble strength. The godly are rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead. With their words, the godless destroy their friends, but knowledge will rescue the righteous. The whole city celebrates when the godly succeed. They shout for joy when the wicked die. Upright citizens are good for a city and make it prosper, but the talk of the wicked tears it apart. It is foolish to belittle one's neighbor. A sensible person keeps quiet. A gossip goes around telling secrets, but those who are trustworthy can keep a confidence. Without wise leadership, a nation falls. There is safety in having many advisors. There's danger in putting up security for a stranger's debt. It's safer not to guarantee another person's debt. A gracious woman gains respect, but ruthless men gain only wealth. Your kindness will reward you, but your cruelty will destroy you. Evil people get rich for the moment, but the reward of the godly will last. Godly people find life. Evil people find death. The Lord detests people with crooked hearts, but he delights in those with integrity. Evil people will surely be punished, but the children of the godly will go free. A beautiful woman who lacks discretion is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. The godly can look forward to a reward, while the wicked can expect only judgment. Give freely and become more wealthy. Be stingy and lose everything. The generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. People curse those who hoard their grain, but they bless the one who sells in time of need. If you search for good, you will find favor. But if you search for evil, it will find you. Trust in your money and down you go. But the godly flourish like leaves in spring. Those who bring trouble on their families inherit the wind. The fool will be a servant to the wise. The seeds of good deeds become a tree of life. A wise person wins friends. If the righteous are rewarded here on earth, what will happen to wicked sinners?